Hey, good morning, everybody. Comment allez-vous? How are you doing today? My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you for being a client. If you are new to these webinars, the whole reason we're doing this is for your success, for your education, to increase your knowledge, to increase your confidence and your skill set, but with the overriding goal of eventually having you become a client at TradersWay.com. So why don't you start the relationship off well and open up at least a demo account and get to know our execution speed, our world-class customer service. And remember, you can choose from an ECN, going back to our conversation yesterday, you can choose from an ECN account, variable spread account, or fixed spread. I prefer variable. That's what I prefer for various reasons. But thank you for being a client. We appreciate you. Been trading currencies for a very long time, and I'm here to share. So I'd like to try something different today. I'd like you to make your requests by posting a comment on yesterday's video. What currency pair would you like me to cover today? Just put it on yesterday's video. Just in the comments section, hey Wayne, can you cover this pair? Hey Wayne, can you cover that pair? Thank you, Wayne, do this pair. That kind of stuff. And we'll see if it has a positive impact or no impact, negative impact. I don't know. So let's give it a try. And yeah, so I'm going to hook up my PC today. Actually, hook it all up. It's all wired, ready to hook on. So should be a good day. No. Shirta just requested pound yen. No. Naren, don't post it here. Post it there. Post your request at that link. And I'll check it out in a brief minute. Otherwise, I'll just go and do the ones I want to cover today. Gino, don't ask me here. Ask me there. Yeah, Powell talk coming up. Yeah, and we're finding it more and more clear, as we discussed yesterday and the day before, that the Fed is less sort of data dependent because the data is actually pretty steady in most cases. The economy is doing well, which is part of the dual mandate, so they got that taken care of. And inflation is low. So the dual mandate's taken care of, right? And so now they're just being a little more sensitive to markets because they've achieved everything else, really. And what that means is should be good news for the market because everything has been, I think everything's an overreaction. And this goes back to our conversation even last month, even maybe 2 months ago, where, I guess it was 2 months ago, where the market was pricing in 4 rate hikes in 2019, and then they dropped to 1. Renee, don't ask me here. Post your request there. Okay. Where they were pricing in 4, then the market said, holy smokes. And then they priced in 1. I always said 4 was wrong, but also 1 was wrong. So things like oil got oversold, but maybe there was some profit taking in there. But we also had the OPEC meeting. Well, one of the things we talked about, well, let's finish the other thought. The 1 was too little, probably 2, maybe 3. I think I was saying 3, but maybe now it's down to 2. We're like a June and December rate hike just to keep up with the growing economy. Even if it grows slower, it's going to grow. Okay. And then going over to oil, which I want to cover today, oil came down pretty hard. And then we had the OPEC meeting. And really nothing happened. Remember that? And that gave us, 3 things to look for. One of them is compliance. Don't ask me here, Glenn. Post your request for currency pairs at that link. That link? Really? I just copied it off the... Did it take us? Hang on. I apologize if it's doing something weird. Oh, now it's going to put me in. How funny. How do I get back now? Wow, don't click that button. Yeah, it should work. I mean, it's funny. Why would the YouTube link not work? But anyways, okay, going back to Brent. We were looking for 3 different things after the OPEC meeting, which they agreed to cut, right? And we said, well, the key here is compliance, not talk. Daniel, don't post your request here. I'm going to ignore it. Post your request there. Okay. So what the most important of the 3 was compliance, but we knew we wouldn't get that till about January, maybe, right? Right, January, basically. And that was reaffirmed by the Saudi energy minister overnight, where he says that oil prices are going to stabilize. So that's cool. And so we went from 44 to something, right? Maybe on our way to 54 now. And Brent is at 60, though, 61, right? So Brent is moving up. That's going to drag WTI with it. But all I'm reiterating is back here during the OPEC cuts, we said it wouldn't really go up until about January. Because we need this, we need that, and we need confirmation of compliance of said cuts. How many people remember that particular webinar where we talked specifically about how to trade the OPEC deal? Is that right, Gary? That's funny. Good. Post. I guess I should have told people to open up a second tab, but I can't do everything for everybody. Yeah, Ron remembers. Yeah, Ross, you also get that, like China was buying oil from Darfur back when oil was $150 a barrel and they were paying them like $35. You're going to get that. Daniel, you have to go to this page and post your request there. How do you trade the OPEC deal? I'm referencing a whole conversation that I've already had. So I guess I don't know what day that was. I'm sorry, but now's not the time to talk about it. When we talked about it, we were setting up this deal, but now we've gone from 44 to like almost 54. All right, that's one oil contract. That's almost $10,000 profit right there. Ciao. Yeah, you're welcome. Zuge, you post your comment here. That's where you request what currency pairs you want me to. Okay. Once again, guys, please post your requests on the other link and then come back. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know as a boot. So I want to test. I said earlier, I don't know if it's going to help. I don't know if it doesn't do anything. I don't know if it hinders. I don't know. So I'd like to try it. Okay. But I'm very disappointed in the fact that 2,000 people will watch a video and like 12 people will say thank you. Daniel, I am going to stop even commenting to you now. It's about the 5th time I've told you, if you want me to do something, cover a particular currency pair, you're going to need to post on that link. Don't do it here. Do it on yesterday's video. That's the last time, Daniel. Come on, Daniel. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. All right. So anyways, pretty interesting stuff. We are now getting like Saudi ministers of energy saying, yeah, this is working. They're going to make oil prices go up. Very cool. Okay. And I think there's a lot going on here. I think there was some concern the economy was coming down, but I also think there was some profit taking and all that kind of stuff. And I think we were too aggressive on global markets, you know. So we've right priced, we've repriced. And that's kind of where I want to get you to go, like mentally. When these markets were crashing, do you remember where I think it was somewhere in here, I stopped trading oil long completely. And down here, I started to say, well, get ready, right? Remember, I skipped everything in the middle. So there's a learning process there. But also, this is a very, very, very dramatic move. But the market was overconfident in here, but then freaked out here, right? Silva, huh? Manchester City, booyah. So, right, this is people freaking out. What we're trying to do is stay focused on the logic, right? And then after the freak out, there's an oil deal, but we know it's not going to happen instantly. So what is the logical, intelligent way to respond to a market crashing and, big economic macro, or whatever you want to call OPEC? How do you really play it? Well, when the market stops being bullish, you should stop being a bull. And then you should look for key levels, which may turn the market bullish again, in particular, not just technicals, but around macro. And then how do you confirm the macro? So anyways, stop being a bull here is what I said, and start being a bull here is what I said. And I think I'm sure a couple of dozen people here in this webinar can confirm that a week before it started going up, we started talking about why it would likely go up. So no backfilling. That's just preparation, discipline, focus, right? And I think the most interesting one is that, like, this is where I want to stop buying because it's just not happening. Why does oil in Q2 get stronger? Actually, in Q2, I would actually say it tends not to get stronger, but I'd have to look at the long-term data again. In Q2, we're typically building up reserves. And many years ago, and it was probably 10 years ago now, so let's say about 10 years ago, we looked at 50 years of oil inventory data and did analysis on it and found that June 1st is typically the peak of oil inventories for the year. So as you're building up inventories, typically price comes down. Doesn't have to, of course, but typically as you have more supply, the price per drop diminishes, right? And then as you wear down energy, which is usually June and then July and then August, and then if it's a cold winter, November, December, January, you dwindle down your reserves, and then in the spring you start building it up again. Okay? You see what I mean? So I'm not sure what you say, why does oil in Q2 get stronger? I'm not sure where you got that opinion. Maybe it's somewhat true. Maybe it is true. But going back 50 years, now I guess 60 years, on average, I'm not sure that what you're stating is that in fact true. So you should go back and do 50 years worth of data and then tell me where you think oil goes up and down. All right, cool. So let me pull up that yesterday's video and go through the requests. Guess I need to refresh. Hang on, Bubba. I look, Bubba. All right. Loading. In the arms of the angels. I love you. You are a mad Forex trader and a good education. Oh, or educator. Oh, well, thank you for that. I appreciate the comment. These webinars are pretty good. Maybe do some more live trades. Other than that, just keep dropping this free wisdom. Hey, right on, Alex. One out of left field. ZAR yen. I don't think I have ZAR yen. Do I have ZAR yen? I don't think so. So let's see what else you got, and then I'll move this out of the way. Thanks, Wayne. Great session. You're an absolute gentleman. Thank you. I appreciate that. Remember, I'm an only child, so I love compliments. I love compliments. Could you please cover pound yen and USD ZAR? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably. All right. Good morning, Wayne. USD CAD, then Euro USD reviews, please. That seems reasonable, Gary. Excellent session, as always, packed with awesome info. I especially found this useful at 28.12, pivots as a leading indicator as opposed to lagging, and follow the 4-hour 21 when EMA is out of position. Well, actually, not when EMA is out of position, when price is out of position. Cool, right on. Thanks, Mikey. Renee, Euro Dollar, please, and thank you. You're very welcome. I will cover that. Hey, Wayne, can we cover Beast, otherwise known as the Widowmaker, otherwise known as pound yen? Yeah, Robbie. Thanks for another wonderful webinar. My pleasure, Jeff. Jim Donnelly says, hi, Wayne. Euro Kiwi. Really? Okay, maybe. We'll go through the other ones and see what happens. Oops. Where did that go? Oh, I was just trying to get rid of these. I wish I can close those. Yeah, okay. Cool. Oh, now it's only those. How funny. Where's my comments? There we go. Where were we? Glenn says Kiwi Dollar. That seems reasonable. Portugal's a bloody big place, Wayne. It is, but not relative to the United States of America. So sometimes when I talk to a European, Tony, I say, oh, well, it's a 6-hour drive. 6 hours? Holy crap, I could never drive 6 hours. I grew up in Canada, which is way bigger than the United States. It's 6 hours to get to the 7-Eleven. Trading can be very skittish. You have to trade with good risk control and profitable strategy in order to win. I agree. Wayne, if you have time, how about a review of Euro Dollar? Love the daily web ads to provide insight. You have personally provided positive influence on my trading in just 2 months. Right on, Azubu. Thank you for that. That's it? That's all? Some of these were posted yesterday, as you can probably tell. So what are these? Are these spams? Let me see. Yeah, spams. I think so. Spam. Yeah, spam. All right, let's get rid of. We'll hide from this channel. Goodbye. All right, cool. So that's it, really? All right, I'll do my best. If you have some others, I'll check later. Wow, someone logging in to the webinar only to spam? Wow. What a pathetic thing, huh? Someone just logged into the live webinar to spam us their ad. How pathetic can you be? Like, no shame, huh? Hey, Demo Warrior 12, watch your language. You're in my office right now, surrounded by my professional colleagues. Watch your language. Cool. All right, so let's move on.com. So yeah, we got a lot. Let's I guess we'll start with the big ones, and then we'll go back and check out some of the other ones. If you want me to cover something, guys, please visit this web page, yesterday's video, and put your request there. I am not going to respond to the ones here. Please comply. All right, so let's go into here. Lots of requests for Euro Dollar and Beast. I thought I had Euro Dollar here. No? No, Euro Dollar here. All right, cool. Let's go through the basics. Let's reset. Cool. All right, so what do we know about this? Well, we have a weekly target here. So this is weekly. I should get one of those pens where I can actually draw, right? Weekly resistance. And then we know right here is monthly resistance. So let me ask you, now that we're here, should we buy? Morning, Frey. And the interesting thing is, like, it's not even an opinion, right? It's not like, oh, I feel or I think Euro Dollar is going to do one thing or another thing. I'm just like, what is the proper thing to do? Well, the first thing we know by definition of being a good trader is you cannot buy. So you either don't sell or you sell. Okay? Hey, Willie. You see what I mean? You either don't buy or you sell. Or you got to buy lower. And maybe what? Something like this is your first shot, maybe? So if you are a bull, how about like down, up, down, and then kind of this way, right? I'm fine. How are you, William? Okay. Hey, is MM here today? Where's MM? He took the time out yesterday to log in and call me a scumbag and a horrible person. And he said he was going to email me, and he never did. Too busy, I guess. All right. Scared him off. I wasn't mean to him. I was nice to him. Cool. Okay, so that's the first thought. That's kind of what bulls want. And bears would be interested in that too, right? And then bulls would want to buy it back. So bears are up here, right? Let's do it this way. Bears are here. Okay. So this decline is bulls selling. A second move, if it happens, would be bears selling. Okay? And bulls live down here. And they want sort of like that. And you're like, well, that's a lower low. And well, it gets complicated. Yeah, it gets complicated. But, you know, why does it get complicated? How about that? What if I gave you this chart and made it the part of your final examination for technical analysis? Like, what would create this setup? Why sort of like lower highs and lower lows, but a bull? Why would a bull buy a lower low? You're not supposed to buy lower lows, and like, why does it sort of try to break down? Okay. Laurie, I love seasonality. Love it. Big part of what I do. Ron, I guess we all have to have flaws, right? But typically, the way to get rid of the devil is to laugh in his face. So, pretty easy. All right, if your video stream is blurry, there's a little setting in the bottom right-hand corner of YouTube where you can change it. Yeah, well, the reason it gets messy up here, guys, is that this was the monthly target right here. So one way that you can kind of put this in your notes, I know it's only, what, the 10th or 12th or something, the 10th. Even though it's the 10th, this is the projected high. Projected high for January. We knew that on the first day of the month. And this was the buy zone, guys. Right here, if you were a bull, now I call this an Arctic turtle, right? But anyways, this is the buy zone for bulls. And if you were a bull buying down there, your target was here. And so there might be one more hurrah, and then we come down. I'm okay with that too. The thing is, I have to understand why it's happening. Why would that happen? Well, whoever bought here had a trade plan, and the trade plan was to, as a bull, buy here and sell here, selling for profit. You see what I mean? So that explains sort of why the analysis might break down. Why would bulls stop buying? That's the only way that this could sort of roll over. Bulls stop buying. But they're still bulls, right? So where would a bull try again? Here. They would try again. And if they don't, you've broken the spirit. Well, I don't think the retracement to there is going to break the spirit. I think a significant amount of bulls are going to buy here anyways, no matter what. Even if it's a dumb thing to do, they're going to do it. It's support. Okay? So what do we know? Some bulls are getting out here. More bulls are going to get out here. So there's going to be some sort of downward pressure here, but even more up here. Okay? But these would be risky pips. I don't think I would buy. I don't think I would want that. Like, that's what I want to get into. Okay? So let's go to another way. How about weekly swing traders? This is a front run. And the target was this area here. This is the conservative target. This is the aggressive target. We knew that on Friday of last week. Okay. Up, 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 down, down. Up, 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 down, down. Maybe an up, up, up. We don't know. But still, buying it now would be dumb. What happens here? Was this enough reason for bears to get out of the market? Like, I'm trying to show you all the different things you can learn here, or at least observe. Was this pivot area, which I call pivot profit zone, was that pivot profit zone enough to take the bears out of the market? And then what happened? Higher high, higher low. That's a double bottom 1, 2, 3. That is a massive reversal pattern that I teach. I've taught a million times. There's even a secret word for it called hammock. It's straight out of the playbook kind of thing. And what effect did it eventually have on the market? Well, it took enough bears out that there were no bears left. Right? So you never know what's going to happen, right? I mean, we have to throw ourselves at the mercy of the information that we have. But what can we learn from the information we have? Well, these weekly pivot points seem to be pretty important. What would have happened if you ignored them and you kept selling? You sold here, you sold here, and you sold here. What would have happened because you ignored this? Okay, so what if you bought here? Okay, what if you bought here? Well, it's kind of like buying here. Now, it could go lower, right? Right? Like this part, we don't know. At this time, we don't really know. It could do whatever, I mean, it can do whatever it wants, right? But how does this and how does this change the probabilities? And is it significantly different from where we are now? Is this a good place to buy if you're a bull? I'd say, well, you know, if I looked at 1,000 of these, I'd say very, very, very often it does this. Detail of that book. It's called Strategic and Tactical Forex Trading. It's written by a very beautiful, very smart, and super humble person named Wayne McDonald. He's brilliant, he's beautiful, and he's super humble. In fact, the best thing I like about me is that I'm humble. I love saying that. You know, the best thing about me is I'm so humble. Anyways, so look it up, comms. Thank you, Glenn. All right, so we got that. There was a lot of requests for Beast. Let's go into Beast. Am I reading new books? Yes. I have 3 books arriving today. Okay. One is on analyzing data using what is it? With quantitative methodologies. And then because of that, I need to learn a new programming language called R. So I bought a couple of books on R. And I'm sort of auditing an MIT course right now to prepare for my Harvard course. I don't think that's cheating. And I'm doing an edX course. And I've bought these books. So in the next 2 weeks, I'd like to give myself a decent introduction to programming with R and using RStudio. And then get the basic, sort of read all the summaries in the textbooks for the general methodology for quantitative analysis of statistical data. So that's one thing I'm doing. Right? Are you reading anything nice, Azabu? So that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm also studying at a graduate level microeconomics. I hate microeconomics. But anyway, so I'm going to do some economics and quantitative analysis and some programming. So that's fun. I think Python's the next step, Kevin. But Kevin, what do you think about R? Is it easy? Is it stupid? I bought 2 books on it, and someone said, Wayne, that's overkill. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I am overkill. But I think maybe starting with R and moving to Python is kind of where it's going. Oh, you read Saudi America, huh? Right on. Yeah. So, I think U.S. now, with fracking, is the world's largest producer of oil now, bypassing or surpassing Saudi Arabia. Now, that's actually oil coming out of the ground. Now, Saudi Arabia probably still has more oil, but, America's a very large country. What would be... Well, Frey says, since I'm doing that now, let's go into Frey's question. Frey says, what would a really good monitor be for small trading? I hate small monitors. Well, are you talking about a laptop or a PC? Is that right, Kev? Thank you for that, Kevin. All right, so like for example, on my new PC, which is I guess over there, so I had 18 of these, and I bought them there. I bought them, I don't know, 10 years ago, probably 2008. And that was a really good monitor at the time. They were 1080p, 22.5 inch wide screen. They had a pretty decent refresh rate, which is also important. So I had 18 of those, but I kind of needed a very expensive computer. I think I spent $5,000 on the computer. And then I bought 18 of these 1080p's. I bought 18 of them. And they were 300, maybe 350 each, times 18. And then you have to have an array. So an array, which I've taken apart now, I got them in the other room. Here's a clamp. So an array is basically a big pole. It's got a clamp that goes on top of your desk and a clamp that goes under your desk. And and a big bolt, like big bolt, here's a bolt, would go like this. Through your desk into the other clamp, and then this pole would go up, and then the pole had arms, and arms, so that they would hold 6 this way, right? So I had one here, one here, one here. And I think I spent, let me guess, somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 on the array. So you see, it cost me a lot of money to start that, but it was the best thing at the time, right? It was quad core, liquid cooled. I remember quad core, holy crap. So anyways, so that's kind of gone to the wayside, right? My laptops, however, see, this is you now. My laptops are multi-display as well. So my laptop, so I have another one. I have them all over the place. Anyways, this one just stays here, right? Because it's on a stand way up, and the camera's up high. So, but I have another one that I do homework on, like schoolwork and stuff. And so I'll go to Starbucks and I'll take out my laptop and open up my laptop. Then I take out my second screen and set that up. And I take out my third screen and set that up. And now I have triple screens. But I use that like when I'm traveling. I use that to trade with. So that's, I think they're 17-inch wide or 16-inch wide. The problem is they're 720p. But the good thing is, if you look at the back, there's no power plug. You notice that? There's no power plug. There's just USB. So that's cool. So it's totally portable. So often I'm sitting in my hotel room trading, right? We're sitting at Starbucks doing homework, and I have triple screens. So that's another way. But now what I've moved to, so I had that 75-inch screen. By the way, here's something interesting about economics and even society in America now. I went to a charity, gave them my 75-inch screen. Cool, right? And some other stuff. I gave them my daughter's old bicycle. She's rode it maybe 10 times, right? Beautiful bike, but for, an 8-year-old, right? Gave it to the charity. They didn't want it. It was in mint condition. Beautiful. Looked like I just pulled it out of the store. They didn't want it. Children don't want to ride bicycles. They have so many kids' bikes. They're like, please, no, don't even give us this stupid thing. I'm like, it's beautiful. It's expensive. Take it. I'm like, no way, dude. We're not interested. And my head just, nobody wants a bicycle. A kid's bike. Nobody wants a kid's bike. Even if it was free, they don't want it. Amazing. So anyway, so what I moved to this time are these. So those are 43s. So those are all right as well. Kevin Starr says, you carry these monitors with you? No, they're not heavy. They're nothing. Look at this. They're nothing. They might weigh, I don't know, it's like, right? It's like carrying, I don't know. It's nothing. I carry them all over the world. Gee whiz. I've carried them to China. They're nothing. They just go in your backpack. And I just go, whoop, put them down, plug them in my USB port, boom, powered up. They're nothing. They're super easy. Yeah, I carry them all over the place. Where can you buy Wayne's book? Have you tried Amazon.com? Jimbo says, I heard that Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. Yes, that is true. They do. It's horrible oil, though. When oil comes out of the ground in Saudi Arabia, it's sour crude and it's poisonous. So the gases can come out and kill you like this. In Canada, it comes out sweet crude, light sweet crude, and it's non-poisonous, right? And it's good oil. Now, if you're talking about like the tar sands way up in northern Alberta, like Fort McMurray, well, those tar sands are basically like the oil coming out of Venezuela. It's like almost like tar. It's really thick, heavy, dirty, nasty oil, right? So that's a type of crude. And then you have like Saudi Arabia, which is sour and poisonous, and then you have Canadian oil, which is sweet. Does anyone know where the best oil in the world comes from? The stuff where it comes out of the ground, you can almost drink it. You can almost put it on your salad dressing. You're like, forget olive oil. Does anyone know that? Kevin, you've done the fundamental analysis course, right? The fundamentals course. But I do want to add to that. Cheapest is Iran. Well, only because they're willing to do anything to sell it. Libya? Brazil? Norway? No. Nigeria! Thank you. Nigeria has beautiful oil. It comes out of the ground like it's almost refined. And it's so beautiful and so important. The U.S. government put a strategic command. So imagine the entire Navy in the whole of that whole part of the world is based right there in Nigeria. Do you think it has anything to do with the oil? So like if the Russians go right or if the Chinese go after the oil in Nigeria, they're going to have to get rid of the American naval fleet. And that ain't going to be easy. And the best thing about it is you can pick up the oil in Nigeria and never even see a Nigerian. Because it's offshore, the ships pull up to the big oil rigs out at sea. They pull right up to the rig, they fill the boat up, and they go. You never have to get off the ship. You don't have to even see a Nigerian. You just pick up their oil and off you go. And the U.S. government, military, the U.S. military is stationed right there to say, don't touch our oil. Don't even come near it. This is ours. This is ours. Pretty amazing. Nigerian's beautiful oil. All right, so beast. Let's go into the beast. Let's just go here. Daily time frame is probably too much, but yeah, Look at this craziness. So I thought actually we had it somewhere else, didn't we? Let me go back to, we had it marked up somewhere else. No. Must be on the yen ones. Let's go here. No. The question here, Wayne, yesterday you talked about Canada not being affected by the financial crisis. I meant, was it to do with oil? No, what I was referring was the conservative approach of the Canadian financial and banking system. Okay, specifically? Okay, here's Beast. Let's see if I had it marked up here. Gee whiz. Anyways, I thought I did. In the arms of the angels. All right. If you were a bear, where would you look for potential bearishness? And then the second thing is, right? At what point do you start trading it? Okay. And I thought we covered this yesterday. I can't find where it was. It's somewhere. I thought I did something like this yesterday. No? And it was up to you where I think I said, like, if we break above that, that's going to be a telling sign as well. This is why you kind of mark this up. And getting below here is going to be a key level too, right? Just using support and resistance. But remember, how does a trade plan come together? For whatever reason, good or bad, analysis or just flipping a coin, you say you want to be a bear on Beast. Let's say it was yesterday. Okay, cool. Is this resistance? So, weekly resistance, monthly resistance, price action. Okay, so this whole zone becomes an area of interest, or an AO, area of opportunity. Okay, so when you're in your AO, you look for things like a reversal pattern. That can often be something like this. Okay. Because remember, an uptrend was supposed to produce this. So this is the first part that gets interesting. This is the second part that gets interesting, right? And so that, I thought we talked about that yesterday. I know we did it here on a different pair or something, but it's all there. So now you zoom in, like you're in your area. This is just strategy now. Okay, this is just strategy that you, for whatever reason, you want to be a bear, and you have permission to consider so, right? Again, weekly resistance, monthly resistance, price action resistance, right? So you got 3 reasons why you might be right. This would be a good price to consider being a bear if you already wanted to be a bear. It's not going to make you be a bear, but that'd be a dumb place to buy. So that might be a good place to sell. So now you drop into a smaller time frame, right? And you start looking for this. Well, it's not a lower low lower than that, okay? But, it's a little bit. And then and then here, well, that's certainly not a higher high, right? So there's something looks like might be happening here. And so as a bear, you got all these, follow-on trades. And we know as a bull, this is your Alamo, right? Your Alamo is that there's no more fallback positions. So to kind of maybe explain that different, especially if you're not familiar with American history, I do things like this, right? And I say, this is my plan A, a 382. This is my plan B, right? This is what, a plan C? There is no plan D if you're a bull, right? Because there's plan A, 382, takes off. Plan B, roll reversal, takes off. 3, double bottom. There's nothing down here that's bullish. There is no Alamo, right? So like this holds or you're dead, right? Right? You hold the fort or you die. And by the way, the Mexicans whooped the Americans' butt at the Alamo, right? Mexicans won that one easily. And by the way, there's a William in the room. If you go through the Alamo, I think 20% of the men stationed there had the name William or Williamson as a last name, but lots of Willies. So there's that, right? So bulls need to buy here. Bears are going to sell, bring it back around. Let me go back to the other YouTube video. Let me refresh. Really, see? Even only 25 comments. Just amazing to me. Let's see. 30 minutes ago. USD, I don't think I have that one either. And the thing with trading the yuan is there's the onshore and the offshore. And I'm intrigued about that, trading them against each other, but I don't really know. But yes, I have traded it, but not lately. Pound yen, USD ZAR. I guess I got to look at a ZAR. This is the best live broadcast of foreign exchange education in the world. Right on. Thank you for that. Muchas gracias. I guess I should have been liking. Thank you, guys. USD CAD. Okay, yeah, that's one. USD CAD. Euro Z. Yeah, see, no one's posted anything since I was amazing, guys. I'm just shocked. Shocked. So what, 8 people have left something today? Amazing. All right, USD CAD, sure, let's do it. I think I have it here. What do you think about Brexit? I like it. Brexit's fun. Okay. USD CAD, was it? What? Why don't I have it here? I thought I had it here. Well, let's get it off there. Let's put it here. Okay. So what do you think? You want to sell it? Can't sell it there. Now check this out, guys. Where are we going? This is straight out of the swing trading. That is an absolutely, totally perfect textbook short for a swing trader. And their target is right here. 131.50 to be precise. So how's that going to go down? See, I wouldn't short in there. So how about next week we have something like this? I didn't say buy. Remember, there's more to life than just because this is support, for example, doesn't mean it's up. What's the more important thing? The trend. Okay. So if anything, there's some profit taking, but these guys here, the point I was trying to make, these guys are actually trading. They're actually putting money in the market, and they want to go here. So why don't we set up next week's trade, right? This is a sell zone. This is the take profit zone. So this could happen. This can kind of move sideways today, up on Friday, and down next week. Probably on Monday and be done. So I'd say like we'll probably do this in the next 24 hours. And then we can talk about some other new direction, maybe. $31.90 cash says. So you mean 32? That's now. What do you know? Oh, yeah, okay, if you had to. Okay, if you wanted to be a bull, you're going to think this way, like cash, I think, is basically saying this, right? The problem is you're ignoring the other strategy. So I'm not saying you're wrong on the up. What I'm thinking is before it could go up, it has to go down. So I would think something more like this before you get the up. Okay? So that puts me down to more like 130.50 or even 130. Okay? Okay, Cash? Because you have a good weekly trade there, but you're ignoring the monthly, and the market's controlled by these people. It's sold exactly there, so that they want to hit this. And next week's target currently is here. So I'm looking at next week's target, guys. Next week's projected low is right here. So what I'm suggesting is over the next 3 weeks. Okay. If you'd like me to cover something I haven't covered, please leave your request here. Yes, it is free. For everyone that's new and really uncertain about like what these things mean or what the strategies are or how people use them, maybe you want to consider visiting fxbootcamp.com and taking a training course. It does cost money, so it is a plug. But look, if you don't know how to trade, you're going to need to learn how to trade. So it's already been documented is what I'm saying. So if you need 15 hours of training videos on how to trade pivot points, I suggest you get going and visit FX Bootcamp so that you just, I mean, you got to know these things. Like this is a crazy sell, like crazy straight out of the textbook sell. And bear in mind at this moment, I'm talking about oil going up, which would create the downward move. Yes, Kevin. I taught at the Executive MBA program at Georgia Tech University, the #2 engineering school in the world. And this was all executive MBA guys. So they were, well, they were younger than me, but good school. So I sat on a board with the dean of the business school at Georgia Tech. And we were talking about, I think he listened into a conversation I was having with another guy, which I've mentioned before, who's does, even during the financial crisis, he did $2 billion a year in business in about 27 countries. So now he's doing even more. But anyway, so I was having a conversation with him. And so the dean comes up to me and he's like, wow, that's crazy. You should come in and teach a lecture at my class. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So I go tech. Yeah. So I did one lecture on macroeconomics at the executive MBA program at Georgia Tech. Yeah. And they're arrogant. No, they were nice guys. So anyways, that was cool. And they gave me like a Georgia Tech hat, a Georgia Tech shirt, and a book or something, like a notepad, which I'm like, oh, this is nice. Threw that away. Anyways, no, I got it somewhere. But it's interesting that you ask. Yeah, I used to do the conferences all the time. I think you guys know that, right? I used to go all the time. I think I spent like $200,000 a year going to conferences. We used to have something called boot camper jamborees, where like, I don't know, 20 or 30 people would meet up with us from all over the world. Some people would come out like to like Las Vegas, but they'd fly out from Japan and stuff like that. And Hawk Yama, if you go back to the old days, Hawk Yama, he was great. He worked for, I think it was Goodyear or Firestone or something, but he was a test driver, a track driver. So his job was to get into like high performance cars and like drive around the track, wearing down the tires and stuff. But he also wanted to be a currency trader. What a great person he was. So he flew out one time and hung with us in Japan, just like one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, kind of thing. So anyway, so we used to do all that. And we did a boot camp jamboree. I'll never forget it. So I rented this penthouse that had a movie theater in it in Vegas. So it was big. And in the living room, it had a bar and lots of seating and a dining room for like 12 people. And so I had about 30 boot campers come along. David Pegler was there, for example. He'd been a coach for maybe 6 months, I think. So anyways, we were there in this giant room, and all these boot campers from all over the world showed up. And so I got up and I welcomed everyone, and there was booze and food and everything for everyone. And I started doing a little speech, and I said, well, let's start the evening by going around, just spend like 10 seconds. Let people know your hotcom name. This is how old it was. What's your hotcom handle, right? Sort of like how long you've been trading, and and then that's it. Just introduce yourself. Well, it took 3 hours to get around the room, and people were crying. They're like, "I love you guys. I love you. I don't know what I'd do without you guys." Like, just the whole room. It was like a real family that had never seen each other before. And people told their stories about struggling, or their marriage was on the rocks, or the sacrifices they had to make because it was so tough being a young currency trader. And like, no joke, like we never got past the introductions, and then we just all went out for dinner, and it was crazy awesome. That was the best part of doing the speaking circuit. But then I got young kids, and I stopped going to conferences. Stop doing panels, stop doing speeches, stop the traveling, that kind of stuff. This just takes a lot of time. Okay, so that's that. Let's go. Has anyone posted a new request? Okay, so I did that one. Kiwi Dollar. I got to do Kiwi Dollar for Glen Boy. Glen Boy. Glenorama. Let's get rid of Aussie and do that one. Kiwi Dollar. Here we go. Kiwi Dollar. Yeah, do you remember Hotcom ads? I was one of the first people on Hotcom. I once did a webinar, and we had so many people on the webinar, Hotcom froze, right? So they changed ISPs, and then we did another one, another big webinar, and like over 1,000 people logged in, and then crashed the ISP. Now you can get 1,000 people in a webinar without too much problem, right? But back then it literally crashed Hotcom's ISP. They had to reboot the ISP. It's just strange. All right, so going into this, okay. This is a counter trend. This fits in the rules of engagement for counter trending in a swing fashion. So in the swing trading course, that's one of the counters. Typically, if you take a counter trend trade, the target is the central pivot. I honestly don't know after that. Okay. I haven't seen an ongoing pattern that I can say with certainty, like most of the time it goes up or most of the time it goes down. I really don't know, just through non-scientific observation of the market. Okay, but I can tell you, if you're a bull and you want to keep going up, you have permission to consider so, and you're going to do this, pa-chow, pa-chow, okay, so on and so forth. You're not going to get that high. It's not going to extend that high. It's going to go like this, and then oops, and then probably like that. Okay. If you're a bear, you kind of need it to really get more bearish than we are now. But you kind of need something like this or like this, or maybe it happens a little more quickly. In that case, it would be sort of double top, then the low, then I think probably a triple top, then a down. And that just has to do with this still being a buy zone and not getting everybody out and all that kind of stuff. So if you're a dollar bull, that's what you're going to look for, US dollar bull. And if you're a US dollar bear, like there's kind of like this. Okay. So I would drag this across. So I would have it this way. Let me get rid of my drawing tool. Okay. So I think bears are going to do this. And then I think bulls are going to want to do this. And then bears are going to want to do this if they're still there. Because they're going to look at this. This is a bearish plan A, bearish plan B, bearish Alamo, and this is just bulls taking over. There is no sort of plan B for bulls at the moment, because anything lower than that, you're really stretching on the wrong side of the railroad tracks. Hey, what's up, Karen? I'll do some nat. Yeah, I'll do some nat gas, but I need you to post it first, Karen, over here. Post your request here, Karen, and I will cover nat gas for you. Anyone else need me to cover something? feel free to visit yesterday's video, post your request there. And let me know when you've done it, all right? Just say, all right, posted my request, and I'll go check. A lot of people, I think 3 people asked about gold in this room, and I said post it on the other page, and they haven't done it. I don't think it's a lot of work to open the other page and post a request. I think it'll take about 12 seconds, maybe 20. So I don't know why you're holding back, but I will be happy to cover gold if someone officially asks me on the other page. I'm just doing an experiment, guys. Don't get all pissy. No, in the comment section, Karen. Comment. Leave a comment. Hey, Wayne, can you cover nat gas? I don't know, Renee. It's just a test. It's just right? Just don't freak out. Just post over there. Not a big deal. I want to see how YouTube reacts. That's all. Crude oil and USD Swissy is what David Silva asked for. So we'll do that. Gold, please, says Jim. Cash says gold. Thank you. So we'll do gold, and what was the other one? Oil, yeah. So we did Brent and WTI, I think, already, didn't we? Okay. All right. This is a monthly resistance pivot. This is the target for the week. So there's lots of uncertainty above this price. I think even if you're a bull, you need this to come down, and you might pick it up here at 50-50-ish. Okay? It can go higher, but it's not supposed to, whatever that means. It's not supposed to this week. So maybe down to the 21 if you want. Call it that. Maybe take off early. So 50-50 or the 4-hour 21 as a dynamic level of support. Okay, and once again, if you say, Wayne, what do you mean by dynamic level of support? I invite you to visit fxbootcamp.com. There's a basic training program, teaches you the basics of technical analysis. You should know these things, right? You should know the ABCs of trading if you want to be a trader. So anyways, pick that up on a dip, buy a fib, but in this case, I like using a specific price, so about 50-50. Okay. Of course, it can come down to $50. That's fine too. Somewhere between 50-50 and 50-00. Okay. This is what it looks like. Taking a look at gold. Okay. This is gold. I have it on a daily, right? I have this on a daily for day trading. I don't know how long ago we did it, but yesterday's day trade is a buy here and take profit here. So this M2 predicts M4. By predict, it means it says if this is the bottom, then you should take profit here. Okay, it's not an R2. It's literally this spot right here. Okay, this is not enough information, especially on a Thursday, because on Thursday I'm asking myself how close are we to the actual target of where we're going, and this gets us up into a weekly pivot. Isn't that interesting? It's a beautiful, well, in fact, by definition, where's the pivot is here, right? Like, look Oh, come on, drawing tool. There we go. Here's the actual pivot point. Is that crazy? So it definitely worked out as a top. What do you want to do here? Well, I asked myself, is it range bound or is it trending? It feels much more rangy. Okay, there's a little bit of something going on into here, but if anything, when you're in a range, you're kind of expecting something like that. And remember, it will stay in a range forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever until it breaks. So you just assume it's going to be in a range forever, a million years. Gold will never go below that, and gold will never go above that. And you just trade that range, buy it here, sell here, and then one day it will break. You're just not going to predict it. And if it does break, then you just buy the dip, right? Or if you're down here, sell the rally. It's just a simple breakout strategy. But until then, don't anticipate it. Just when it happens, you will be alerted to what to do next. I have a request for Euro Kiwi. I'm happy to do that. Let's move this Kiwi over. And we'll make it a Euro Kiwi. Where are we going? Nowhere. Okay, it's not doing anything. Now, if you wanted to be up, okay, so let's say this is your strategic plan. You basically want this, and you want this. You can try, and you're going to do now your weekly. So now you're going to use this as your buy zone, which has already happened. It's a triple bottom, as you can see. And you have the higher high, higher low. So you can treat it like a 1, 2, 3 if you wanted to. Okay. And your target now is here, which means next week you're going to be doing something like this. That's if you're a bull. Okay. If you're a bear, you're like, this is dead. In fact, if you're a bear, you're going to do this now. Meow. 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 Okay. The monthly target is here, guys. Right? So whoever sold here, for example, and stopped the upward move, this is what they're thinking. Okay. So basically a double bottom. Okay. There you go, Jimmy. Jimmy wanted Euro Kiwi. That's how you do it. A bull has some work to do, and a bear is just slowly rolling this over. Okay. More requests? Okay, let me refresh my request page. Thank you guys for participating in this experiment and staying patient. Wayne, do you use Andrew's pitchfork? We have it in the basic training program, Kevin. Right? Yeah. So but I've never used it. Never. I don't use it. So I call it the Pegler pitchfork. Is what I call it. The Pegler pitchfork. So before FX Bootcamp, David Pegler spent a lot of time on. he bought some course from some guy, Morga, I think his name is. I've seen him. Some dude that goes to every conference for years and years and years with the same shtick. How to get filthy, stinking rich using Andrew's pitchfork. That's just his corner that he's niched out. But David will tell you, like, oh, there's an 80% of chance in this situation it goes to the central. I find it very subjective in drawing, for example. So it's not something I love. Okay. And then when you add pitchforks to pitchforks, it gets even, more interesting, let's say. But you'll see I kind of already have it planned, right? Oh, Jim, you got 100 pips off the role reversal? Right on. Hey, I set that thing up. I know it sounds stupid. I set that thing up. No one's ever used it. I get it. But I've set the thing up so that you can send me a tip. You can go, thanks, Wayne. That was a great ching. I'll buy you a cigar. So actually, my wife's trying to get me off cigars, so maybe you should buy me a bottle of wine or something. If you, 100 pip move might be worth a bottle of wine. I don't know, depending on the lot size, right? So anyways, that's the thing with the pitchfork. Under certain circumstances that, I never studied it that much. So under certain circumstances, so this isn't even drawn properly. Come on, let me adjust. Under certain circumstances, it'll say there's like an 80% chance of getting back to the middle, and then whatever and whatever and whatever. But so more comments are being left. I appreciate that. Top-notch webinar as always. Can I do EuroCAD? Okay, I'll try. Another great webinar. Euro Swissy. Okay, I'll try Euro Swissy. Okay, Ron, sure. Gold, I already did. I did look at Brent, Emmanuel. I did Brent, didn't I? I did. I showed. Well, anyways. And where's the request for nat gas? Lots of nuggets, Wayne. Thank you. You're welcome. Gino, Aussie dollar. I'll try. Great. Gold, cash. It's funny how it's not in order, huh? So who wanted nat gas? I mean, it was too much effort to just go to this page and post the request. Really? Man. No wonder I'm overworked. I do things like that. So, all right. So what was it again? So I did oil. Euro CAD. Well, it's going to be very similar to Euro Kiwi, although CAD's stronger at the moment. Okay, Euro CAD. Yeah, okay. There's 2 or 3 Euro CADs. All right, so I'll do Euro CAD. Yeah, and if you're a profitable trader, I have a program to fund you. So that's something I pitch very often. But I can help you get going. But I prefer only funding people that are already profitable. All right, so we wanted a Euro CAD, huh? So let's just move this to Euro CAD. Euro Aussie, Euro. Aussie CAD. Am I missing it? Euro Aussie, Euro Swissy, Euro Yen, Euro Dollar, Euro CAD. Duh, it's right there. Different scenario, huh? So what do you think, guys? If you sell here, what's the target? And there's actually two targets, so it's a trick question. But what is the target for those that sold here? The first answer is this line right here. Okay. And that's a weekly play. This is an M3 to M1, straight out of the textbook. And you see how many people took profit here? Cool. Now, the second target is the monthly swing. Okay. And whoever sold here on the monthly M3, right, monthly M3, the target is here, monthly M1, right? The same way as whoever sold the weekly M3, which is here, the weekly M1, which is here, was the target. It's the same trade. Okay, this is standard operating procedure for swing traders. So whoever shorted here on a weekly basis took profit, and they were done by Wednesday. And whoever's remained short, they're going to likely stay short until here. So they're going to, what they're thinking is up. This is next week's sell zone, so they're going to try to take it down. Okay. We were going down, we planned, but this was no ordinary man. He stood about 6 or 7 feet. Now that's a creep probably seeing in my sleep. So we triple teamed on him, dropping them 4Ds on him. I swung the motor, blood flew, then he disappeared, and my boys disappeared too. Anyways, I don't know what happened there. Okay, that's the bigger plan. Okay, straight up swing trading, guys. EuroCAD, I think we had a ZAR in there. Brothers and sisters, pump up the volume. Why don't we throw it? I don't have a ZAR, do I? Peso. Let me throw it on a peso trade. Maybe I have it here. Let's do it here. Thank you, Jeanette. ZAR. Well, let's put ZAR here. Well, there you go. Yeah, remember, guys, so there's the swing trading group and the day trading group now are both one large group. So we figured if we're going to hold your hand with swing trading every week and every month, we might as well hold your hand for day trading every day, every session. So that's just part of FX Bootcamp now. If you want to do that, just swing on by there. All right, here's your ZAR. Okay, simple enough, right? And I ran so far away. Okay, there's the target, 1333. Okay. Probably something more like that is more likely. Oh, Jimmy knows Ghetto Boys, huh? I make big money. I drive big cars. Everybody knows me. It's like I'm a movie star. But late at night, something ain't right. Yeah. Those is Ghetto Boys. That's old school, man. Jimster. Crazy. So there you go. My African brothers and sisters, there's your ZAR. Time to move to South Africa and buy a winery and pay US dollars, huh? Okay. Let me check the request list. Let me know if you've posted a new request. I'm going to refresh it yet again. And it's after 9, so really I'm supposed to go. Jimmy. Yeah, it's all about the base, huh? All right. I did gold, right? I believe I did gold. I'm just like shocked at the person that asked me 2 or 3 times about nat gas, and I said, "Hey, post it on this other page." I just didn't do it. And it's really odd to me. People are strange. Get it? You're like, oh, forget it. That's too much effort. Unless I'm missing it. Maybe they posted up here. Awesome. Thank you guys for the positive feedback. I appreciate that. CAD. So I got the ZAR. Absolute gentleman. Thank you very much, Ron. ZAR yen. I don't have ZAR yen. Yuan. I don't have yuan. All right. So we went from 25 to 38. I think I got most people. I did gold though, I thought, right? Didn't I? Yeah, they're not in order. So, YouTube's a strange thing, right? It's the second most popular search engine in the entire world. And they make billions of dollars every quarter, every month. When the search sucks and, it's things like that. It's amazing. It's just not very good. It could be way better than it is. But anyways, let's go to gold. Yeah, see, I did gold, right? See, I did it. I did gold. All right, good. So I got a jump bait, but it was real. I'd like to dedicate this webinar to MM, who said I was a scumbag and a horrible, horrible person yesterday. And I said, oh, that's really bad. That's really strange because I don't feel like I'm a horrible person. So why don't you send me an email and let me know what I did, and maybe that's something I can remedy. And, well, Eminem never followed up. So, again, too much effort, I suppose. But I love you. I love it when you love me. If you need additional training, consider fxbootcamp.com. Open up a live trading account at tradersway.com. Come on, kick down, come clean. Don't be a holdout machine. You got to have a broker somewhere. Why not choose a broker that actually cares about you? That says we need to make education available to all our clients because we want all our clients to succeed. Think of that. I mean, come on. Right? I mean, come on. I do a little bit of marketing in these webinars, but it's not a crazy amount. I'm just saying, look, they make this available to you. Pay it back by opening an account at Trader's Way. Symbiotic relationship, guys. Cool. So I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's what, a Thursday or Friday? I guess it's Thursday. I might go to Portugal tonight. So if I don't do the webinar tomorrow, see, I think if I leave tonight, I get to Portugal at noon. What's noon in Portugal here? I think that's like 8. But I'll try to do a webinar. Like I'll try to get to a hotel, connect to the internet, right? Open my laptop. I won't even unpack my suitcase. Just I'll walk right in my room, put down my laptop, open it up, and I'll click start on YouTube. And if you're a subscriber, you'll be notified. I kind of feel doubtful that I'm going to jump on a plane because I would have known yesterday, right? But who knows? Maybe in the next 3 hours, I'll get on a plane and go to Portugal. So I don't even really know. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And thank you for being on my team and the loyalty and respect that you show me every day. Thank you so much. I will see you very, 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 very soon. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you leave comments and all that kind of stuff because it is important. Thank you very much. Cheers.